What is crackin', Hope Nation? It's your friendly neighborhood, Kevin Hines, and today is going to be a great day, possibly the best, and let me tell you why. Today on the Hindsight podcast, we have a force of nature as our powerhouse of a guest. He is the man, he is the myth, he is the legend, the Iron Fist himself. Mr. Hollywood Hino, a.k.a. a Hinoman, a Hecamener. Hollywood originally hails from Nigeria. He moved to America to follow something far beyond the American dream. He would pursue a career in one of the toughest sports in the world. You know it, that one that gets you punched in the head and the body thousands upon thousands of times. The illustrious art of boxing. And it is an art. He would go on to win several titles, become a champion boxer, and become the runner-up of the famed Sylvester Stallone reality show, The Contender. After which Hollywood's star would rise as one of the most effective and renowned celebrity trainers globally. He is here with us today to share in his incredible journey. Hollywood Hino has arrived. Hollywood, great to have you on the show.
Thank you for being here, baby. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for being here. You know, you're one of my heroes. First time I met you, you had me sold the first 5 minutes. And I was like, who is this guy? And you told your story so well, and it was just, it moved me, man, since that day, man. I would never forget. It was like summer of 2018 or something of that nature.
Summer of 2018, pre-pandemic.
Yeah, pre-pandemic.
We were out in Manchester.
Out in Manchester, England.
Logan Paul KSI.
Logan Paul, Jake Paul. Yeah. They both, that was their first ever like boxing, anything experience. And look at them now. So proud of those boys. We met in the lobby and I was blown away, man. Still blown away by that.
You called me the Great Survivor.
The Great Survivor. I had to give you a name, man.
And you're the Great Contender.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This makes a good team.
Yes.
Hollywood, you sat down for a minute before we started rolling.
Yeah.
And you told me, you briefed me about this story in Manchester.
Oh, yeah. I had to tell you.
We got to start from that.
Okay, let's start with that.
Let's go.
I'm going to break it down from after we met, after the fights, right? I think everybody left like, how long did you leave after the fight? Like
I stayed for like 2 days.
Yeah, exactly. Like a day or two. I remember it was like a 7-day recap thing. And I remember Kevin Hart calls me and he goes, where are you at? I'm like, I'm in Manchester. He's like, what? I'll be there in a few days. And I'm like, all right, so what you want me to do? He's like, stay there. He said, what hotel you staying in? And I sent it to him. He's like, oh, that's a very nice hotel. He's like, all right, cool. We're going to stay in the same area, whatnot, because he got a couple of shows at the Manchester Arena. They were sold out. I didn't know. I probably wasn't paying attention. I was just focused on Logan and Jake Paul fighting, you know. And then he goes, stay in the same room, like the same room I'm staying in. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go talk to the lady in the front desk. So I get to the lady in the front desk, and I'm like, hey, can you book my room another 7 days? She's like, no, we're already, when you check out tomorrow, like, we already have somebody else. I said, oh, no, you don't understand. I said, let me talk to the manager. I FaceTime Kevin. Kevin gets up. He's like, whoa. He's like, room for you, no problem. How many days? And so that's what happened after you guys left. I stayed in the same room for another 7 days. Kevin came in. He sold out Manchester Arena, and then we went to London after that. Yeah, I stayed another week after you guys left.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I remember. I never forgot. I went to the lobby and I said, Miss, I need this room. My client is gonna send the card or whatever. And she's like, who's your client? I was like, him. She's like, oh my God, is that? And that's how I stayed another week. And I went back like 3 more times after that.
Nice.
You know what I mean? But that's my story about when we met in Manchester.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it. You're sticking to it.
Sticking to it.
Sticking to it.
Sticking to it.
The Kevin Hart effect.
Yeah.
The Kevin Hart Hollywood Hino effect.
Kevin Hines, Kevin Hart effect. Yes, it matches.
All right, Hollywood. You're from Nigeria.
Born and raised.
The motherland.
The super motherland, the cradle of civilization is what they call it. It's where it all began.
What was your childhood like?
Man, it was a beautiful thing. Man, we grew up in a small village 3 hours away from the main city that I was born and raised in. We grew up, man, it was a beautiful thing, man. You know, big family, no running water, no electricity, no internet. And man, those were the happiest days ever. You know, I think technology helps, but it complicates a lot of things too, you know what I mean? But when you grow up a certain way, that's how it is, man. You know what I mean? You don't know no luxury or all the things that America has to offer. So you just enjoy what you have. You know what I'm saying?
And you
What
appreciate
have,
it.
the little things. You appreciate it. And it was a beautiful thing. My mom she taught me about like hard work and you know what I mean? And believing in yourself and that king mentality from early. She taught all the boys that. Also, that's what I still live by till today, man. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Hard work, dedication, and giving the people more than they pay for.
Hard work, dedication,
man.
and giving people more
You
than
give
they
people
pay
more
for.
than they pay for. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Magic.
Hollywood, people seeing you
Yeah.
grow up and come to America and thrive in boxing.
Yeah.
And in your career as a trainer and beyond with the businesses you own, they see a chance for themselves.
Yes. Give people hope.
Who personally were your heroes growing up?
My hero was my mom. My mom was my hero. That's who I saw every day. That's who I saw same way like me. Never complain, never complicate things. Like she found a solution for everything. She worked 7 days a week, same as me. You know what I mean? She woke up early every day. She came home every night and cooked for all the kids. And we're talking a time where there was less technology. She had no help. You know what I mean? My sisters, they help us sometimes. You know what I mean? And when you see that growing up, it's like, whoa, that's insane. If a woman can do that. So I remember one time I gave an interview and they were like, man, that's so crazy how you speak highly of your mom and how she's the strongest woman you ever know. I said, correction. That's the strongest human being I know. There's a huge difference. Yeah. Don't put her in a woman category. This is the
Strongest person I know.
the strongest person I know.
Yeah.
That I've ever seen growing up. That was my hero.
I love that about your story, that you're so
Yeah.
close with her and that you took after her and
You have to.
with the work ethic and the determination, the drive, the spirit, the energy.
It's insane, man.
Yeah.
It's insane. I'm a man, and if a woman can do that, so let me just adapt to it, and I just took it to a whole nother level than what she even ever imagined.
You obviously from a young age were an incredible athlete.
Yes.
When did boxing become your North Star?
Soccer was my sport. When you
Okay.
grew up in Africa, like that's all we basically know. We just know like soccer and like tennis, until you come to the States and see like there's a million other sports. It's just insane. So I was just a natural athlete, My uncle played soccer, my dad played soccer, so it was just a natural thing to do. So when I came to the States, like the summer of '92, I was an average soccer player in Africa because everybody played soccer. So a lot of guys were better than me. But when I came to the States, man, I was a superstar. I was like, these guys don't even play soccer over here. They didn't care for the sport that time when I came here in the 90s. You know what I mean? They didn't take it serious, but I took it serious because I was better than everybody. Does that make sense? I was better than everybody. We won the under-14 championships, and I was like, man, this is it, man. But soccer players weren't getting their credit like they are now, or getting the paychecks that they are now. So I never really took it serious. I just did it like a hobby. After then I was the only freshman on the high school soccer team, and the coach was like, yeah, you don't even have to come to practice. Like, you're that good. You don't have to come to practice. I was like, thank you, because I have other things to do. I could play video games with my brothers, I was just thriving in soccer. It was just natural because not a lot of people were really that good at it, in the States. And then, one day, the same boxing gym, the same gym the same recreational center, the Los Battalion Hall in Queens Boulevard, I just found boxing and it was the hardest thing I've ever tried as far as sports. I played everything, baseball, basketball. They came so easy, it's team sports. And here we are with this one person sport, and it was just so hard. And I was like, this is it. And I remember my grandfather telling me years ago, it was like, if you find something hard to do in life, you just stick to it. So I just stuck to it, man, and it made me who I am, today. I've been boxing literally my whole life since my teens. You know what I mean? And it's the toughest thing I've ever encountered. It's never an easy day. You're always in pain. You always got to challenge yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. You have no friends in boxing. It just teaches you about life at an early age. It's an international sport. You learn so much about different things. Like when I first came here, all I knew was Dominican people and Puerto Rican people. And then when you start boxing, you're like Ecuadorians, it's just so much Colombians,
culture.
The culture. I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. Cubans. You just meet so many people. Nicaraguans, and it was crazy. Like boxing teaches you so much about people, culture, hard work, and just doing something every day that you love, man. You know what I mean? And that's boxing. It's a non-seasonal sports. There's no breaks.
What's your favorite part about teaching and training boxing as opposed to training yourself?
My favorite, that's a good question. My favorite part about teaching boxing is obviously just acquiring so much knowledge in the sport inside and out. I like teaching people because it's challenging to them. It's something they've never done. I told my boy today, I said, a lot of people are not coachable. You know what I'm saying? They're not. They don't want to, you see how I teach.
Yeah.
The gym is a lot of energy. It's intimidating to walk into a boxing gym. Anybody could walk into an Equinox. It's Equinox. You just go there, you get on the treadmill and leave. When you're going somewhere where you're going to be challenged physically and you're going to be taken out of your comfort zone, that's my favorite part. You know what I mean? I break down individuals, different individuals from all walks of life. You know what I mean? I've had people in there that are like, they don't listen to nobody. But when they come in there, they're going to shut the fuck up and listen to what the fuck I tell them to do. You're going to do this 10 push-ups. So I like challenging. I like the challenge of it. You know what I mean? And we make it fun, man. You know what I'm saying? The music is playing. People coming in there like, we're dropping knowledge every day. You see how we do it. We're dropping super knowledge, you know what I mean? Because people need that. They need the mental training as much as they need the physical side of it. So that's what I love about it. I love breaking down individuals, like especially guys come in there, they think they're tough. They're like, yo, man, I'm an Olympic gold medalist. I'm like, yeah, that's a different sport. Excuse me. That's a whole different sport, a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But
you break them down.
I break them down.
You build them back up.
Then I build it back up.
Incredible.
I tear them down.
Hollywood, I want to switch gears here for a moment.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a story regarding this, that's fine. But just I'm gonna ask you anyway.
Yeah.
What was the most difficult familial or friend relationship you've ever had that challenged you the most?
Damn, that's a good question.
Take a moment.
I think the most difficult probably relationships I ever had was probably with my trainers. Yeah. When I was in my teens, I had a different trainer. Then when you start getting good, you got to level up, and you got to level up with your trainers too. A lot of fighters stay with the same trainers, which is good. But I had to. The first trainer I had, he can teach me the basics. Now we got to get to the next level. When you start getting good, you got to hire somebody else that teaches on that level. If you do want to do this as a profession. Yeah. But if you're just doing it as learning how to box and just learning how to defend yourself in the streets in the face of adversity, then you can stay where you at. But bro, when you got to level up, man, you got to level up the team, you got to level up your surroundings, and that was super challenging, man. You know what I'm saying? And it taught you about life too. It's like, all right, there's loyalty, which is cool, but then loyalty can be a trap too. You know what I mean? You could be loyal to the wrong people and never elevate. Mm-hmm. So those were difficult stages in my life. Then when I leveled up to him, then I got to another level. I got good again. Then I had to hire trainers that I had in Star City, Brooklyn. Then after that, I had to hire another trainer that was like, he only trains like world champions. If you're not even on that level, if you're not top 10 in boxing, don't even play yourself.
Yeah. So you can't, to become the champion, you need champion trainers.
You need champion trainers, you need champion team. You know what I mean? Like even your water boy had to be a championship level. He got to be the best. There's a towel guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, like you can't have it's risky, and it's to have a weak link in whatever you do in life. You know what I mean? Your whole team has to be. They gotta be super on point, man. They gotta know you like the back of their hand. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's probably difficult things that I had to go through in life. You know what I mean? As far as making decisions of how far I want to go in my career. Those are the only. Everything else was whatever. It's like whatever. After high school, it's like, hey guys, we spent 4 years together. That's enough. Good night and good luck. Good night and good luck. See you at college. It's all good. People are like, that's my friend. I'm like, bro, learn life, man. You know what I mean? Learn life and know when to move on. Yeah. You gotta know when to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had this friend in 6th grade. I'm like, so? That's cute. I had a friend for 6 months, and we've done more than you and your friend done in 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you gotta learn. You gotta know when to move on. Let go, man. That's probably the weight that's holding you back. You don't even know because you want to stay loyal to this friend that you played video games with when you guys were young. Bro, you gotta move on, man.
But they're still playing video games, and you're over here.
They're still playing video games, and here you all want to run a whole enterprise and a company, and this guy, his mental is not there.
And then you have the person that's not there with your mental, and they're in that sense they're pulling you down.
They're pulling you down. Yeah. You don't even know they're pulling. Some people know some people are pulling them down, but people don't even know. They just don't know how to let go.
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta learn that, man. That's part of life, man. You gotta learn how to let go in jobs, in relationships, in family. You have to learn. Once you learn that, that's a humane skill, man.
One of the best skills you learn growing up is that if there are negative people around you, you need to separate yourself from those negative people that bring you down. It's like the crab in the bucket. The crab's trying to get out, other crabs are pulling it back down.
Bro, man.
You can't live that mentality.
If you want to be successful, man,
Yeah.
it's a very lonely and scary and dark place, and you got to embrace it.
Hollywood, when we first met, I asked, maybe it was even a phone call we had afterwards. I asked you if you ever struggled with your mental health.
Yeah.
And at the time you said no. You said it wasn't a part of your ethos. Have you struggled since then? And if not, what is your secret?
I tell everybody to disagree all the time. It's not even a secret because I tell everybody. I'm like, right. I live by 3 rules in life, man. My whole life, 3 rules. You know, like my authenticity and my true happiness, not social media.
Yeah.
A lot of people fake happiness on social media. I hate that shit, and I know them in real life. I'm like, bro, but they're like, oh, that's how I get paid. I'm like, all right, that's cool, whatever. You got to put that act on. You know what I mean? My number 2 after the true happiness is different for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got to find it. You know, like when I see somebody say, oh, that's my happy place. I'm like, so bitch, stay there or move there. If that's your happy place, why did you leave? You know what I mean? So, my second thing is true freedom. Freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want. That's a beautiful thing, man. A lot of people don't have that. And my third and most important one is peace of mind. Live by that, man. Gotta find your peace of mind, man. You gotta create it constantly. Different age, different stage in life. You gotta constantly create. It's not a secret. I tell people that all the time, whether they follow it or not, man.
But how do you create your peace of mind? What are the specific things you do to be at that level-headed?
First thing you gotta get the what you call it, the miserable the people, miserable surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Because people always want a reason to complain about shit.
Yeah.
You gotta get yourself away from that shit, man.
Yeah.
Because you'll fall right into it. You'll start listening to their problems. You start creating your own motherfucking problems for yourself. You know what I mean? First of all, you got to clear your way out of it. You know what I mean? That's the first thing I do all the time. If I hang around somebody and I don't feel their energy and they don't have almost the same nobody will ever have my magic. They're almost the same magic as me. Bro, I can't be around those kind of people no more, man. I'm too old for that, man.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No
What
time
are we
for that.
making friends? Like, what was this, junior high school? To junior high school, you make friends, bro. That's what you do in junior high school. You make friends. After that, it's like, yo, whoever has the same mental, even if it's 2, 3 people, those are your people, man. You gotta constantly create that. You gotta find your peace of mind, and you gotta stay there, man, and not let anything try to get in the way of it and tarnish it. Because people that you hang out with, they might be jealous of your peace and your happiness. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it's not you. It's the people you surround yourself with. There's always problems. There was a kid I used to bring around all the time, you know what I mean? Because I wanted him to have a good time. He used to be my barber in New York City. Yeah. But every time he came around, there was some negative shit that people complain about him. I don't know. I'm in the party having fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody always came, after like the 3rd, 4th time, I was like, yo, this guy is a problem. So I had to stop getting my hair cut by him. I had to stop. Yo, you got to cut all that shit off early, man. Yeah. The benefit of the doubt kills a lot of people. I'm going to give him another chance. Bro, that's like his 10th chance. Come on, man. That's enough. After you grow up, after an adult, like, come on, man. And people got to know how to hang out with you. You got to teach people how to treat you and how to speak to you.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to nip that shit in the butt early, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Stop letting this shit slide. Life is too short. We're only here for a short period of time.
When people respect your time and your energy and they respect you, they don't bring misery around.
But you don't bring it around, man.
Yeah.
The first signs of it, of red flags and all those things, bro, you gotta let that shit go, man.
That makes sense.
I don't give a fuck how funny or cute that person is. You gotta let that shit go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hollywood, you are very connected to your African culture.
Yes.
I share with you something you didn't know. I'm part African. You don't know it.
Here we go. There's 23 and me.
No, my birth father was half Mexican and half Italian.
Yes.
My birth mom was Jamaican, African, Arawak Indian, Portuguese, Scottish, Irish, English, and Sephardic Jew.
Jesus Christ, that's like 20 people.
Come on, right? Come on. And I've got hundreds of cousins in Jamaica. So I can't wait to go meet them. Maybe we'll go meet them together.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go to Jamaica.
I never turned down.
Let's go to Jamaica.
I never turned down any adventure.
And you can meet my whole family. I'll meet them for the first time.
What's their last name?
Farah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, look it up. Let's go.
Look it up.
Find out where they at.
Don't tell that to everybody. They don't want the whole world of Jamaica coming down on them. I want to know what it means to live the ethos and the mindset of an African king.
First of all, it's instilled in you, in your actions, in your accomplishments also, in your everyday life and the impact that you you give people. That's what it is, man. Like, and you got to live it. You got to be true to it. You got to stand by what you believe in. You know, that's what it is. I feel like it's instilled in me to bring magic in this world. That's my gift to humanity. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody that's come around me ever in life that's never like not pick up something, not learn something, not learn a skill. You know what I mean? Vice versa. There's people that come around me, I learn from them too. But there's nobody that comes around me that doesn't have a life lesson or I give them or different outlook on how to look at life. Yeah. And they run with that like, there's people that see me and be like, yo, there's something you said to me 15 years ago. I still live by. I'm like, I know.
And you got the mantra, the King Hino. You got the apparel now.
Yes. Soon, April 1st.
Tell us about that.
I had the Hollywood Hino name forever since I was like in my early 20s. And I was like, all right, let me rebrand it, you know what I mean? And change it into something that would live forever, which is the King Hino, you know what I mean? Yeah, and somebody was like, aren't you going to confuse people? I'm like, dude. Jay-Z is Jehovah, Sean Carter, Jay-Z. He got 20 names. So and he answers to all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will adapt. You know what I mean? If you build it, they'll come. You know what I mean? People will adapt, man. People got to grow with you. Yeah. It's growth. The King Hino is growth. You know what I mean?
Grow apart, one of the two.
That's it. You know what I mean? You either come with me or I'll leave you behind. That's what it is. It's growth, man. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Everybody was calling me Hollywood from, like, you know what I mean? The last, like that was my fighting name, you know what I mean, and all that. And I was like, all right, let me put out something out there that's like people can still call me Hollywood. You know, I accept it. You know what I mean? I met you when I was Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's the rebrand, and it's all good. I'll take all the names. I accept all the names. Those are different stages in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, if you see a Cassius Clay, he's like, no, my name is Muhammad Ali now, but Cassius Clay was what I accepted. You know, that's what they called me in the time frame of my life, and I decided it's all good.
King Hino, call myself. I'd love to hear if you can pinpoint it, what was the toughest boxing match you ever were involved in?
Man, as an amateur or pro, or should I say both?
Let's say pro.
Pro would probably be, what was my toughest? Shit, there was fights that was tough that I won, but they were still tough, and I was like, whoa, Jesus Christ. I think I fought a kid named Ilashri, who's still my friend to today. And yo, man, he hit me so hard, like, I think my shoes came off. What? Bro, he hit me so hard. It was a sold-out arena. I couldn't see for that whole fucking second round. I was like, yo, I can't see nothing. I just saw, the ring was spinning. I was like, do I tell the trainer, should I stop now or should I just keep going? And there was still a long time, in that round. And I was like, I've never felt like that before. Like, I couldn't see the whole round. Like, knees buckled. I just kept going. You know, I just kept going in the fight, but seeing images. Yeah, he probably didn't know I couldn't
shadows.
See. I just saw shadows like coming at me, so I was just trying to.
Did you win the fight?
Yes, I did win the fight.
Get out of here!
Unanimously.
Can't see.
But bro, I couldn't see the whole second round.
The whole second round.
I couldn't see nothing.
And you win the fight.
I could not see nothing.
Let's talk about determination that your mama taught you.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
You learn something about yourself after every fight. Yeah, man.
You built this incredible network and net worth to become probably the most sought after celebrity boxing trainer, fitness trainer on the planet.
On demand.
On demand, Hollywood, King Hino. What was that journey like, and how did that transpire?
Good question. After my boxing career, I wanted to see what I would step into next, you know what I mean? But still be in boxing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Still be in boxing. You know, I didn't want to leave boxing and then go work at Starbucks or some shit. But I still wanted to be, still wanted to inspire the people, still want to motivate people, still want to empower people. Yeah. You know, I knew that was one of my skills added to my work ethic and my energy and whatever else God gave me skills. Yeah. So I just put all that together, and like, I have personality, I got charisma. How am I going to get the top clientele? So after I got the first celebrity, who was like Angela Simmons, like 2009. After that just started opening doors. Mind you, there was no Instagram that time, so it was just Twitter. So she would tweet me, that time, and I had the #1 gym in New York City. And yo, man, just opened the doors, and I just started getting, like the big clientels. Like I was telling my guy the other day, him, very well, Charlie Rocket. Shout out to Charlie Rocket. I was telling him the other day, I was like, dude, once the doors started opening, I started to, like, you know what I mean? Like, network. And then me going out in New York City to the events, not clubs and parties, to the events, the red carpet events, you know what I mean? Like things that Lala Anthony, Carmel Anthony's wife, she would invite me to those things, and I would talk my way into, you know, I figured if I went to every event that was happening in New York City and I would get like a number or two, a phone number or two, or Instagram or two, that builds up after a while. You know what I mean? My main thing was to get, and trainers, I hope you're listening, my main thing was to get a client to the gym for them to feel the energy one time. And yo, after that, 95% of the time, the deals were closed.
And they'd be coming back all the time.
And then you got to understand, this wasn't a trainer-client relationships. Yeah. Bro, I was going to these guys' house. I was going on tour with these guys. I'm going on movie sets. Somebody put out a book. I was there supporting them in Barnes and Nobles. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole relationship. Yeah. Guys come in there, they're paying you to, and they're putting their whole health, mental health, livelihood, physical appearance in your hands. And you got to deliver, man. Yeah. And after a while, you know, word of mouth still goes on. I'm the best.
I love that you know that.
I'm the best. I wake up every day, I say that to myself. I'm the best, bro.
Some people would call it cocky or
whatever.
Some people would call it conceited. I look
call
at
it that.
They can call it that, but
I don't care.
But they'd be wrong.
Those people have never been successful. I don't care.
You believe in yourself.
1 billion%.
And that's the old thing. If you don't believe in yourself, how will anybody else believe in you?
I just made that post the other day. I don't care.
No, if you
don't care how much. I don't care how many people believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself,
you're not going to go anywhere.
It's trash.
Yeah,
you're not going nowhere.
King, I want to know, when we met, we briefly talked about this. You dubbed me the great survivor. I dubbed you the great contender.
Yes.
And every time I get a FaceTime from you, I get excited because I know you're going to FaceTime me while telling my story to someone you're with. And
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
And you never know if it's going to be Capone Noriega.
Yes.
Or
it's going to be somebody. It's going to be else. Or your Pope John Paul III.
Paul might be on the phone with Hollywood.
It's a great surprise all the time.
It's a great surprise.
I love it.
And I always answer the phone. I don't care what I'm doing. If I was on a stage speaking and I got a FaceTime from Hino, I'm answering the phone.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Just so we're clear.
I appreciate it.
But what about my personal story of survival from the Golden Gate Bridge jump affected you in such a way that you do those things?
First of all, it's the way you told the story to me.
Okay.
And then I did my research after, and I was like, I'm so big on like facing your fears and you know what I mean, like accomplishing like the unthinkable. There's a quote somebody said to me like about life that I'll never forget. He said, bro, you got a lot of pressure on you from family, friends. I said, it's all good. I know how to handle it. He's like, but I want to tell you this. I'm going to leave you with this. He said, you've been assigned this mountain to show others it can be moved. That shit, my head came off. I said, can you say that again? He said, you've been assigned this mountain to show others it can be moved. I started telling that shit to everybody. They thought it was I was like, it's not my quote. Somebody said it to me, so I'm passing it to you. You know, each one teach one. But when I saw your story and the way you explained it and why you did it and how you got on the bus and how you wanted somebody to just hug you and tell you not to, you know, like it's just the details into the story, man. Yeah. It was amazing, man. I was like, what the fuck? I'm the one telling people inspiring stories. This guy that I just met in Manchester just told me this story in the lobby. Bro, my legs were shaking. I've never heard a story like that. And I went up to, who was it? I forgot who I told. I was like, did you hear what that Hines kid just told me? He's like, yeah, he told me the story. Like, I wanted you to hear it from him. I didn't want to tell
Marvin
you.
Columbus.
Yes.
Shout out, Marvin.
Shout out, Marvin.
Shout out.
Wherever he's at. But yo, insane. I said, this story must, and you did it. This story must be told, man, to uplift people in the same situation, even successful people. People don't understand. They think, oh, I'm going to tell my story to people that are up and coming, people that are struggling. No, successful people want to hear that story too, man. Accomplished people want to hear shit like that. I copy paste the videos. I send it to people.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, man, I don't know what you're going through, but maybe you need to hear this. And they all hit me back like, yo, man, everything looks good on social media. Yeah. And I hate that about social media.
I tell the
everything
truth.
looks good. Everybody looks happy. Everybody looks like they in love.
When I'm struggling, I get on there and I'm like, hey,
yes,
this is a bad day.
I love it.
It's a bad day, and I'm in a bad place.
I love it.
But I don't care how I feel right now. I care what I'm going to do
about
how I feel
about
right
what
now.
you do about the situation. Yeah.
So I'm going to get to the ground and do 50 push-ups. I'm going to go to the gym and go for a run, or I'm going to go and hustle hard to get out of this dangerous mindset. That could lead me to taking my life. That's temporary.
It's temporary.
Yes.
Dangerous mindset.
Okay. Finally, Hino, look, I want you to think about young Africans in Africa right now.
I think about them all the time.
Who wish to make it to America.
Amen.
Who may be struggling mentally. What do you say to them to encourage them not only to move forward, but to find hope and to live on?
For people as such, I'm one of the few that got lucky enough to come to America at a young age and experience it. I know guys personally that have came here in their later years and they're like, wow, I wish I came here like you in your teens and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, do not be the typical look back with regrets. It didn't happen that time. Everybody has their time. You know what I mean? God's timing is the best. For anybody that's trying to come to the States, first of all, the States ain't the only place with the greatest life and upgrade from whatever situation you're in right now. I've seen cities in Nigeria that are very modern. They're very, try to move there first, then try to come to Europe or something. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to get into America than it is to get to, I've seen a lot of Africans that live in Europe. Tons. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my guys, they live in Scotland, guys that live in Italy, you know what I'm saying, for years and years. And that was a better life, too, from where we came from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then before trying to come to America, it's not the only modern place we live in the world.
Yeah.
There's other places that'll be an upgrade for them with just the basic essentials, the running water and the roof over their head and actually get a job. You know what I mean? Because, where there's hope. You know what I mean? And you can still make it over there. Yeah, America's not just the only. I see people like, I've been trying to come to America from Cuba. I tried in 9 times. I said, bro, you can go to London. Yeah. You can go to Toronto. They'll let you in those cities. You know, you can go to other countries that are super modern and super up to date. You know what I mean? This is not the only place. You got to keep trying if you have the right paperwork and the right mindset. And the right relationships.
And it is about mindset.
It's mindset. Everything is mindset.
Without the mindset, you can't find success.
How are you going to find success?
If you're in a dark and depressed mindset, you will never thrive.
And you stay in there and you're feeding it.
If you stay there.
Yeah.
But you don't have to stay
You're
there.
feeding a negative mindset every day.
So switch it up.
Where's the hope? Where's the light at the end of the tunnel? You know what I'm saying?
Some say that hope is not an action plan. But if you find a path to hope, that path is the action plan.
Amen.
Because once you reach the hope, you can thrive. Hollywood, you have thrived beyond measure. It's incredible to see it. It's a beautiful thing, brother.
I appreciate it.
I'm so glad that we got to have you on the Hindsight podcast.
Oh, man. Hindsight. What a great name, brother.
The spelling of my life.
One of my heroes.
Brother, I appreciate
You
that.
are one of my heroes, and I've heard a million stories. You know that. I've heard a million comeback stories and stories of the underdog, and yours, when I first heard it, it still blows me away till today.
Brother.
And I appreciate it.
Thank you, fam.
What a time.
Friends, family, folks listening, viewing, and subscribing to the Hindsight podcast. If this podcast helped you in any way, you know the drill. Share it with a friend or 2 or 10. Whatever you do, keep going, keep fighting, and always be here tomorrow. And remember, there are no such thing as failures. There are only setups to something greater. Keep going. Find a way to thrive.
Amen.
See ya.